Hello, Dr. Yerby here, and this is the first video in our network security course.
So in this first module, we'll be relating this to the first chapter in your textbook, where we talk about the challenges of securing information, talking about what information security is and why it's important, different types of attacks that are common, some of the basic steps of an attack, and some principles for defense. So we see in the news all the time that there are more and more attacks happening on companies, and this is kind of good for the job outlook of an information security professional. So in the past, companies were a bit reluctant to spend money on security because it's one of those ideas that you don't see it, you can't measure it, and hey, I put this many dollars into security and it gives me this much productivity or efficiency or money back. So security used to be and is always evolving challenge for CISOs or security professionals to justify their positions in the company, to justify their annual budgets for people, policies, and products. We'll talk about that 3P model throughout the semester. But one way that you secure things is through people, the people who do and implement the information security, policies that are either a computer policy that says what a computer is allowed to do and the computer will stop someone from doing something, or a policy that says this is the acceptable types of actions that you can do on this network. And the last one is products. So products are things like firewall, antivirus, things like that. We'll get more in depth with some of the different types of products, but just for the basic things, those 3Ps are important. So information security is focused on protecting information, usually electronic information, of an organization or users from threats. And threats can be very broad, right? Again, that role that I mentioned just a moment, a CISO is a Chief Information Security Officer. It's one of the top levels when we think about C-level executives. We're talking about the CEO, the CIO, the whatever other chief positions there are. The CISO is a role that has kind of seen a wane and resurgence, and then now you can go out there and Google any type of article to see that the CISO is the most important C-level executive now, or you can also go Google and say the CISO role is dead and we don't need these people anymore. Why do we need to pay someone $200,000 when they're not actually the technicians implementing the security, right? And then other positions you have could be a security manager who supervises technicians, administrators, and security staff, a security administrator, a security technician. Then you could be things like a network administrator, a network engineer, and security becomes part of your role. So things like that. Next part that we want to talk about is certification. So there are many certifications out there. If you're looking to go out into the job world, certifications, do they mean anything for you? And the answer is it depends. So some companies really value certifications. Some companies could care less about a certification. So it's really going to matter where you land. For civil service or contracting jobs, they typically do care about certifications. The base level that they really want is the CompTIA, or you'll hear some people call it CompTIA, but I say CompTIA, Security Plus. So if you come in with a bachelor's degree and a certification or multitude of certifications, it's just going to make you a stronger candidate against the other candidates that are applying. So think about certifications if that's something that you want to pursue in conjunction with your degree. The CompTIA Security Plus is a great one to have, and then there's certainly higher level ones like from organizations like ISC Squared. If you do want to take the CompTIA exams, you can get a discount voucher through the school. If you'd like to email me, Professor Yerby, about the discount vouchers, you can do that to my university email address, and I can send you a link for you to be able to purchase vouchers. They'll save you 40 to 60%. I think right now, as of the time that I'm recording this video, the Security Plus exam normal price is $311. I think the discount gets it down to $197. So still not cheap, but saving $114 is still, good. All right. Some different types of attacks that you may see today are attacks on Wi-Fi networks, people's social media accounts exploited. You'll see skimmers in ATMs where people are hacking into some hardware and putting something in there. Attacking servers either directly or doing something called a drive-by attack. We'll talk about that much later in the semester. Cracking or guessing passwords, and then electronic data stolen. So there's lots of data that's been stolen and continues to be stolen. The challenges in defending against those types of attacks are that everything is connected now. Everything is online, right? The speed in which attacks happen has increased, so you can be safe for a long time, and then there's like sniper precision. If someone knows what they're going for, and they've been very stealthy and quiet at gathering information to prepare for their attack, it's like a good bank robbery. They're in and they're out, and then all the money's gone, right? Greater sophistication of attacks. So again, they're faster, everything's connected, and you have multiple people working. Again, think of a bank robbery, and I don't know if you've seen those Ocean's 11's movies. I don't say they're great or they're good or bad, but what they do is they get some experts in different areas, and they come together and they pull off a big job, right? Availability and simplicity of tools. So there's lots of tools out there. There's like hackers for hire. There's toolkits that you can buy that are, hey, if you want to do this type of damage to this resource, buy this for this small amount of money, and you have the potential to do this type of damage. Let's see, delays and security updating. So there's a very dangerous thing called a 0-day attack. That means someone discovers an attack or a vulnerability that's never been discovered before by Cisco or Microsoft or you name it, whatever software you have on your machine. And there's no way to defend against that because there hasn't been a patch created. There hasn't been a way to stop those. Distributed attacks. So again, that's coming from all over the world. So it's fighting a swarm of bees. You can swat one bee, but then there's 2 bees and 3 bees and 1,000 bees and 10,000 bees. You can't swat 10,000 bees. It's coming all around you. User confusion. So it's easy to trick an end user who's not sophisticated in technology. But even people like you and I who are more sophisticated in technology and security can be confused through a well-crafted attack or trick, right? And then we have bring your own device. So that's where people are bringing in their phones or their tablets or computers from their home where their child or spouse has installed whatever they've installed on there. Then they come and bring it and they set it on your network. And whatever's on that computer is now on your network. You allow it on your network. Who knows what's in there? So it could be bringing in some sort of bad piece of software that you want or that you don't want. All right, so I'll stop here as part 1, and we'll pick back up in part 2.